Hello. It's good to see you. Today we have a little set here, a little paint your own stepping stone little kit. Makes a great gift. I bought it for myself. And look here, it shows you that you're going to get a stepping stone, which is in here, so you kind of get a feel of how big the stone is going to be. It's just a little concrete disc, and it has these little raised places that you can paint, and it looks like we get 6 colors here. So you're going to get 6 paint colors, 1 brush, 1 cement stepping stone, and a color mixing guide. And it says it's good for ages 6 and up. I got this at Aldi last weekend, and they had one that was also a heart shape. I just went with the round one. I thought that would be a nice thing. I like stuff like this. It's from Smile. Let's see. So it shows you on the back that you can personalize your design. So you can just do it any old way you want to. You can paint this thing with different color schemes, or you can just do it randomly. So I guess this is our color mixing guide here. So it shows you if you want to get some slightly different colors, you can mix some of these paints together to get different colors. We will probably start out just doing the regular 6 colors that are provided. If we're feeling froggy later, we might mix some together and maybe come up with some other colors like these over here. So let's see. Yeah, it's sold and distributed by Aldi. Oh, there's a little seal right there. Let me go ahead and get this out, and we will take a look at our lovely little stepping stone. Okay, we have taken the contents out of the box, and it looks like it's really well padded. We have this nice styrofoam here. Very nice. Turn it this way. It looks like everything is nestled into this part here. So we have instructions in Spanish and English. Okay, and look at our little paints. They're over here. And here's our stepping stone. That's a, ooh, my paintbrush got bent a little bit. Look at that. It's bent. The bristles got a little bent. This would not, I don't think this would work too well on some of these little bitty ones, but that's okay. We don't need to worry about that. I have the answer to that. So we have these two here. These two colors look like little bongos. Look like a little set of bongos. We have pink and white there. And a little set of bongos here. We have yellow and orange. And this little set of bongos is blue and green. Nice. Interesting colors. I kind of wish I had some darker colors. I'm almost tempted to go grab my own paints. I have some paints. I'm not sure what these are. These are like acrylic paints. We could almost do it with nail polish. Nah, we'll stick with these, I guess. So it's going to be kind of a lighter color, because this blue doesn't look as dark as this blue. Maybe once you get it out and start painting it, it's going to look different. I am probably just going to paint this thing randomly. So if you want to paint your stepping stone, we have steps here. Steps for your stepping stone. Set up. Prepare your workspace by laying out newspaper or cloth. Wear a smock or a t-shirt if you don't mind getting messy, since paint will stain. I never take any precautions. I just don't. They do tell you that a paper plate comes in handy for mixing paint. And here's your little guide here. If you want to get different colors, choose your colors. Use the included color mixing guide to create custom colors for decoration. Feel free to use the template to plan color placement. And then paint. Yeah, okay. And then you let the paint dry for at least 24 hours and place the decorative stepping stone in a visible spot to show off your new craft project. Well, am I going to mix paint? I don't know. You can map out your unique color plan using this template. I don't ever follow a plan. I just kind of do whatever looks right. I just kind of wing it. That really kind of sums up a lot of my life. I wing a lot of things in life. I don't really plan them out. There's a little notch here where you can kind of pry it out. You could just do it like that. Look at that Aldi. It's kind of pretty. I like the back. Okay. I could just leave it on here, but should I leave it on here? Nah. Now I don't want y'all to worry, okay? I'll set it on top of this. I've painted a lot of stuff like this in my time. Now, I have 2 paper towels here. These are some nice oversized Bounty paper towels. I'll put that there. And I have my own brushes. That's why I said not to worry about this one, because I have my own little stash of paint brushes. A lot of these are left over for when my kids were little, and we've reused these brushes so many times. These are Crayola brushes. Oh, actually, I think this is a new set. I did buy a new set of these. I do still have the other set, but I think I grabbed the new set. I stuck them in a bag. These little paint brushes are great. And they're not expensive at all. They're pretty inexpensive. So we have a lot of choices for brushes here, so we don't need to worry about it. Because this one, I'll keep this. I'll add this to my bag of brushes, but I'm not crazy about it. You could probably heat that up and straighten it out. I mean, if you really wanted to. I'm not worried about it. What would I use? This one looks pretty good. This yellow one here, I like that one. You have this little blue one that's kind of similar. I really like the angled green one. It might be better for some of these bigger ones, but not so much for the smaller ones. And then this purple one is really good too. This would be good for little spots like these sections. So probably what I would do is I would pick a color, any color. I like this blue. This is pretty. So you pick a color, and then you're going to have your brushes nearby. Boy, that's a big brush right there. Wow. We probably won't use that one. And so you're just going to go around with one color and fill in some spots. And I'm just going to do it randomly. I don't really care to try to do a pattern. You could try to do a pattern, but I could see where that would get off track. You could do a pattern with this going around here, but I probably won't. I'm going to start with this blue. Oh, and of course, we can't forget our cup of water. This was my kids' cup when they were little, and we had a plate that went with it, but I have no idea what happened to the plate. We have Big Bird and Ernie and Bert, Cookie Monster. And it says, "Yum, that's good." And you can see we've got stuff on it. I've been using this as like a craft cup for a long time. My kids said they didn't care. So we can rinse our brushes in here. I try to rinse it out when we're done. I don't know what this is. Oh, it comes off if you scratch it. I'll see if I can clean that up later. Okay. So I said I was going to start with blue. Now let's see. Let's get this open. Oh, it's not dried out. That's good. Sometimes when you open these, they're dried out. Let's start with this purple brush. And we're just going to do some of these little bitty sections. Now you don't want to overdo it because you do have 5 other colors. And then we can maybe mix a few colors and see what we come up with if we feel like it. So there's the blue. Looking good. And we're just going to start. I'm going to just paint some of these little sections blue. I'm just adding the paint to the tops of these sections. Now, of course, if you use this as an actual stepping stone, this paint will wear away very quickly. And if it's out in the elements, it's gonna fade probably pretty quickly. I would imagine it would. So I probably won't actually use it as a stepping stone because I don't want it to get messed up, you know? I want it to look cute. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. I hadn't really thought that far ahead yet. I don't know. I might try to find somewhere to put it. I don't know. I do like that blue. The blue really stands out against that concrete. Looks really good. So we're just going around these little sections right here at the moment. Very careful. That's why I'm using this little bitty brush. This little brush. This, I'm thinking this set was $4.99, which really isn't bad. You get the stepping stone and a paintbrush and some paints for $5. That's not bad. You know, it'd be a nice thing to keep around. Buy a couple of these if you have kids. I'm gonna do 2 together. It could be, you could just stick it somewhere in a closet and save it like a rainy day thing. Your kids are stuck inside, they're bored and climbing the walls. This could be a fun thing to do. Just pull these out and let them do some painting. The only downside, though, to these kits that I have found is that if they sit for too long, the paint can dry out. Sometimes you can kind of revive it and sometimes you can't. But I always have some Crayola paint sitting around. So you might be able to use some other paint that you have if the paint in the kit has dried out. So, I mean, that's an option. But that's the only thing, is that after a while this paint just dries out. Even if it's not open, it can still dry out. It's not completely sealed or whatever. It'll dry out on you. Okay, now we're getting into some of the bigger sections. I didn't finish this part. Let me get this. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's nice. Get this big one over here. And again, I think I'm going to do 2 right beside each other. We get these 2 right here. Just like that. Look at all those little blue dots. Like the pale blue dot we live on. That's pretty cool. Is that Carl Sagan? Pale blue dot. Kind of puts things in perspective. Your problems seem so big, but in the grand scheme of things, we're so tiny. Now I'm just following this swirl. It's kind of, you see, it's like the yellow brick road, it just starts out here and it kind of goes around and then it gets bigger. Yeah. What do you think would have happened if Dorothy had followed the red brick road? Did you ever notice there was a red brick road as well? At the very beginning, when she gets on the yellow brick road, there's a red brick road right there. What would happen if she had gotten on the red brick road? They kept telling her to follow the yellow brick road, but what if she had followed the red brick road? I guess we'll never know. Aside from fan fiction, we will probably never know. This is a neat thing. I've never done anything like this before. Not with a concrete disc like this. Imagine if you got hit upside the head with it. That would really hurt. I don't know why I said that. It just occurred to me. I don't know. My brother, when I was a kid, he cracked my head open with a huge flint rock. I had to go to the hospital. It was horrible. I was buried under a pile of leaves, and he thought it would be funny to drop a rock on me. And right when he dropped it, I kind of sat up a little bit, and it hit me right on the top of my head. There was blood everywhere. I was screaming, and my mom was just mad because she had to put her shoes on and take me to the hospital. She was wearing a house coat and barefooted, and she didn't want to take me anywhere. She was mad that she had to. Fun day. Yeah. I remember having to hold a dish towel up to my head to try to catch the blood on the way to the emergency room. I was alright though. I don't think it messed me up too much, although it might explain why I'm so weird now. And then another time he cracked my head open with this big homemade fiberglass dustpan. Cracked it over my head. I don't think I had to go to the hospital for that one though. Alright, so we've gone around the little dots. I mean, you can also use this brush for the larger sections if you want. Like, we could do this big one here. You don't have to wash as many brushes that way. Now, you're going to have a lot of little nooks and crannies in this concrete. It's just the nature of concrete. So, take your brush and just kind of do this little crisscross strokes. Like Bob Ross told you. Yeah, he knew what he was talking about. Yeah, just like that. Little X's, little crisscross strokes. There. Wow. That is such a pretty color. I love it. I believe you'd call that Carolina blue. Carolina blue, just like the sky. Very nice. How's that? Of course, you can see though, as it dries, it does appear to get darker. So maybe it is going to be the same color as the picture once it dries. And I guess the other colors will also be darker. That makes sense. I don't want to overdo it on the blue. I have to remember I have other colors as well. Don't go crazy with the blue. But it's just so pretty. I like it. I feel like I need a bigger brush for this part. Yeah, I think I do. My brother, we're not really close. We've never been super close. He's 4 years older than me, and he was an indoor kid and I was an outdoor kid, so we were always interested in different things. And he shocked everybody and joined the Navy when he was 17. Nobody knew he was even thinking about doing that. Oh wait, I'm not done with that. I just wanted another brush. And he left home and I was only 13. And he left and was just gone. And we didn't see him much. Very rarely did we see him after that. He lived all over the country and we didn't see him much. And I mean, we weren't super close before that, so yeah, we've never been super close. That's okay though. That's just the way it is sometimes. Alright. We have, I want to leave some space. I want to leave some open areas for these other colors that we have. But we're going to come in with a little blue here. Make that look nice. Oh yeah. This brush does a good job of getting in those little crevices as well, which is nice. It's pretty good. It's going to look really good when we bring in the other colors to go with it. Oh yeah. There we go. And come in here. This angled brush is really good for these larger sections. How about that? Okay. And maybe this one. I'm just picking them at random. I'm not really, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm just doing this kind of randomly. I think that's the best way to go about it. There. And then we are going to come into this outer little ring here. It kind of frames the whole thing. Well, the ones that are drying, they're not super dark, but they are a little darker than the ones that are freshly painted. That's the way it looks to me. Okay. Oh, I know I'm spacing them this way. I'm okay if we end up with more blue than other colors. I kind of like it. It's really a nice color. I'll do one way over here. Now some people, when they do stuff like this, they really have to have a pattern to it, and I get that. I look at it and I just want to do it kind of randomly. That makes me happy. There is no right or wrong way to do things like this. But some people can be kind of control freaks when it comes to stuff. Even trivial things that don't matter, they just have to have it just so. And if you don't want to do it their way, they have a little hissy fit. Yeah, I'll never get it. I'm going to do these together side by side. Oops, I got paint down in the middle. Whoops, sorry. Whatever. I don't care. It's fine. Okay, I think that's enough blue. Right next to the blue we have this green. Let's clean our brushes. I got a lot of paint on that one. Let's go with the green. Well, if I can get it open, we'll go with the green. There we go. Now it's a light green. Once again, go with this purple brush. Get a little bit of that light green there. And we'll just come in here and go for it. light green coming in. I don't know that we'll need to mix any. I don't think 6 colors will be sufficient. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. I might mix some. I don't know. That's a pretty lime green. Reminds me of key lime pie. I haven't had any key lime pie in forever. Oh, it's so good. If you've never had it, you should try it. It's so good. That's really kind of a summertime dessert, I think. It's like a warm weather thing, in my opinion. I just don't know if I'd want to eat key lime pie in the wintertime. That would just feel weird. Now, how do you like that? You have that light green mixed in here with this blue. That looks pretty. I think it does. Really kind of brightens it up a little bit. That's pretty good. Okay. I wonder how this is going to look when it dries. You think it'll be darker? Or will it look the same? It's kind of hard to say. It may look the same. Yeah, this would be a fun little thing. And it's very compact. And it's all inclusive. You can just stick it up in a closet somewhere on the shelf and get it down when you want to do a little craft. And everything is right there in the box. You just open it up and take it out. I guess you do have to provide your own paper plate if you want to mix some colors, but otherwise it should have everything in it. Let's see. I might need to move into the green brush again. This one's not quite so good for these larger sections. Grab that green one again. Now let's try this. Right here. Ah, there we go. That's pretty. Never thought I'd paint a stepping stone. This is pretty neat. I always like to check out the aisle of shame at Aldi, not Goodwill, because I never know what I'm going to find. Sometimes I find really neat stuff. I think I'm going to do some green going around, like we did with the blue. And this is a good way to get the extra paint off your brush. Just kind of scrub it into that concrete section. And there you go. kind of pale, or it looks kind of faint. I feel like I need to go back over it. Doesn't really help much, but it just looks so faint. It's like you can barely see it. That concrete gray just kind of bleeds through somehow. I feel like it needs another coat. Some nail polishes kind of do that and it irritates me. You have to do 2 or 3 coats to get it to look right. I don't have time for that. I'm just going back over this a little to give it a little extra oomph. That didn't really help much though. Okay. All right. I think that's good for the green, the light green. Yum. Yum, that's good. I guess. All right. Next, how about the yellow and orange over here? Okay, go back to the purple brush. Let's open up the yellow. I'm thinking the yellow is going to look a lot like the green. Maybe not. Hey, this paint's good too. Yay! Okay, it is lighter. Definitely. Oh, okay, yeah, it's noticeably different from the green. I wasn't sure if it would be or not. Yeah, that's definitely noticeable. But after it sits on the concrete for a minute, it might do like that green and just kind of soak into it. We might have to come back over it at least once. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. You know, you could let it dry, and if you don't like the way it looks, you could come back over it and give it another coat if you wanted. I don't see why not. You have plenty of paint. It doesn't look like a lot, but when it comes to something like this, you don't need a lot. So a little goes a long way. I like that. It's even, you know, when I saw the green, I thought, oh, that looks really nice next to the blue because it kind of brightens it up. And then the yellow brightens it up even more. Wow. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this brush is not good for the larger pieces. Yeah, not really. And we're just coming along here, giving little pops of color here and there. Got this yellow. The shade of these colors, they go really well together, I think. Like it's, I don't know, just a, not really a pastel, but kind of a pastel look. I think it looks good. Yeah, look at that. I think it looks good just with these 3 colors. Do this one. Let's switch to the bigger brush, the green one. Alright, green brush for yellow. A little trapezoid right here. And whatever shape this is. Okay, yeah, I'm going to put a little bit more color on this section. There we go. And up here maybe. Alright, and then we'll come up here. I'm already up here with this color. Wow. More yellow over here. Pretty good. How about right here? And we still have, what do we have? 3 more colors? Yeah, 3 more. This is the 3rd color. A little yellow here. Give it a little extra coat right there. It's like the concrete just soaks it up somehow. Before you add the 2nd coat, even after you add it, it kind of looks like one of those glazed oatmeal cookies that has that glazed stuff on them. It kind of makes me think of those little glazed cookies. Dang it, now I want some iced oatmeal cookies. You know, they have like that icing stuff on them and they're kind of crunchy. Man, I'd love one. Let's see, is that enough yellow? I don't feel like it is. We need to get this right here. Or it's like, oh, one of those little lemon glazed cookies, because they would have that yellow kind of look to them. I think I really just need a cookie or something right now. I don't know. Alright, so there's yellow. Okay, next we have orange. Yep, not dried out. Every now and then you'll have one that is. Okay, let's see what this one looks like. Again, we're going in with a little purple brush for the little spots. Oh, that's bright. Wow. It is kind of. Yeah, this little brush is great for these small sections. So good. Oh, we're going to come around up here. What are we doing? Okay. How about here? Give this part a little attention. And here. Each color that we add is just, it goes so well. I think they did a really good job picking the colors for this thing. I like it anyway. I think it's a nice little color selection. I thought I wanted to go with brighter colors, but really now that I see this, I like this. I'd stick with these. Okay, this one's kind of a neon color almost. Or it kind of looks like it to me. Oh, we gotta come around this way. Come up here, get these little sections up here. Get that one. And that one. Boom. Just like that. Let's get this one too. Wow, that's pretty spiffy. Come back with the green. We're going to get these bigger sections now, like this one. And you just do your little crisscross strokes as best you can on a tiny surface. That kind of works the paint into the little crevices there, or I think it does, like that. We'll get this one. I feel like we've been neglecting these bigger sections. We haven't done as many of these, or I feel like we haven't. Maybe we have. We'll get that outer layer too. That little bit that goes around the outside. Oh yeah. Look at that. All this here. We'll add some in there as well. Come up here. The trick is to just take each color and spread it around. It's kind of like when I'm making a wreath and I have bundles. If there are certain colors or ribbons that I want to distribute, I make my bundles with those ribbons or colors first, and then I spread them out all the way around the wreath form. And that way I know it's distributed the way I want it. And it's not going to end up all clumped up in on one little section. It will be nice and spread out. So you just take your time and look at it and spread it out. Feel like these kind of need a little extra love too. Okay. It is so colorful. Oh my goodness. Look how colorful it is. Wow. All right. There. Now let's see. What do we have left? So we've done 4. We've done these 4 here. So what we have left are these 2. I think we're just going to fill in the rest here. I don't think we're going to mix any colors. So let's just open this up. Actually, let me wash my brushes first. I could use different brushes, but I like these. I keep using these because I like these. Okay. Now we'll come in with this white here. we go. And again, we'll take the purple brush, get a little bit of paint on there. And then we're going to just go in, add this in. And remember, we have one more color to add. We have the pink. So we want to make sure that we leave some of these spaces open for that, so we can enjoy the pink paint too. Well, the white adds a nice touch. It kind of pops out a little bit. Oh no, something about it. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to use just the plain white, but it actually looks kind of neat. Okay. You know, I could display this. I could put it on a little shelf or something. That seems kind of silly. Like if one of my kids made it, I would totally do that. In fact, I have a birdhouse that my older son painted for me when he was about, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years old. And he wanted me to put it outside. I said, if I put it outside, it'll get messed up. I still have it. I never put it outside because he painted it. Well, he drew some stuff on it and then he painted it. I didn't want to put it outside for it to get messed up. Just a little wooden birdhouse. I still have it. I thought he did a really good job on it. Oh, they grow up so fast. Oh my gosh, he's 20 now, which is absolutely insane. Like, how is he 20? I don't know. I do not know how he is 20, but he is. Oh my word, y'all. My younger son will be 16 this summer. He turns 16 this summer. How is that possible? I don't know. Golly, Pete, they grow up so fast. They really do. It's crazy. I should probably switch to the green brush. I'm still using the purple one. Yep. It works on these little ones like this, though. Sort of. Now, he does have his learner's permit, my younger son, and he drives at every opportunity. He loves to go out driving. I've spent a lot of time riding around. He has to get 60 hours of driving, 10 of which have to be at night, after dark, which as the days get longer, it's harder and harder to get those hours, but I think he's already got his 10 hours at night anyway, so we really tried to get as many before the days got longer, before daylight savings time. We really tried to get some hours in before that, because he's not allowed to drive after 9 p.m., so kind of hard to get those nighttime hours in the summer. But yeah, I think he's already up to like 50 some hours, so he's almost at his 60, but he cannot go for his provisional license until October, so you have to have it for a certain number of months and get your hours in before you can take the road test and attempt to get your provisional license in my state. Every state is different. The requirements for your license. And they're different from when I was his age in North Carolina. Yeah, I had my permit. I think I only had my permit like 6 months, and we didn't have to keep a log of the driving time or anything like that. And then I just went and took the written test and the driving test and got my license when I turned 16. It's very, very simple, but we have graduated licensing now. Which, if the way people around here drive gives you any indication of how well it works, that it's not helping. Drivers around here are terrible. I forgot to do the outer part. Dang it. Didn't I just say we were going to do that? I finished the other stuff and just got ready to put it away. My goodness. He's a good driver. They both are. They're both good drivers. Thank goodness. We got enough bad drivers around here. We don't need to add 2 more. Oh, people are awful the way they drive around here. Just inconsiderate, speeding, just flying around. Just, I don't know. Very aggressive. People are just very aggressive. The worst ones that I see are the soccer moms. Oh my God, so much rage. So much pent-up anger. And then they get behind the wheel and they take it out on everybody. You can see them back there just seething in their little Land Rover. Just seething. Raging. And it's just very scary. Okay, now we have a few spots left. And we're going to go with the pink here. And that will be our last color for our stepping stone. Okay. I don't feel like washing that brush again. I may just use one of these. I did wash the purple one. So we're looking for blank spots that have not yet been filled. Oh, that's a pretty color. I have a nail polish that color from LA Colors. It's a pretty light pink. It's almost a Pepto-Bismol pink. Not quite that bright though. This is our last color for today. Get this little bit here. I think this is very cute. And yeah, it was only $5. Which is a bargain anymore. It's hard to find anything for $5 anymore. I wasn't sure if I would like it or not, but I've enjoyed it very much. And we got to spend some time together, and that's always good. If anybody hasn't asked you today, how was your day? Did you have a good day? Nobody ever asks me that. I try to ask my kids that every day. I try to ask them if they had a good day. Because I remember growing up, nobody ever asked me that. Nobody ever really cared how my brother and I were doing. We were pretty invisible most of the time. I'm just saying, it would have been nice if somebody had asked occasionally how we were doing. That would have been nice. I probably wouldn't have known how to behave if somebody asked me how I was doing or how my day was. Because it just never happened. A Gen X kid, that's pretty common. A lot of us went through that. A lot of us were sorely neglected. I mean, it was just really sad. But you learn to take care of yourself. And there is definitely something to be said for that. My brother and I were very resourceful and very independent. So, I mean, I guess that's good. Very resilient. And we learned to not ask for much. Because there was no point. Alright, so we've added in some pink into these small sections. Let's try this blue brush. I'm going to try this one right here. It's a really pretty, like a cobalt blue. Let's try this right here, see what happens. Yeah, it's okay, I guess. The angled green one was really good. This one's okay though. It works. Ooh, this big piece. We have several large sections that we haven't done yet. Oh, we're going to do them now. I hope your day was good. I really do. I mean that. I hope your day was good. And if it wasn't good, I hope tomorrow's better. And remember, tomorrow is another day. And sometimes you're just going to have days that are just not good. One of those days where you ride home in the car with the radio off and you just ride home in silence. Oh yeah. I have definitely had days like that. I had a very busy day at work myself. It wasn't bad, it was just really busy. I had a lot to get done. But the good thing was it went by really, really fast because I was so busy all day. I didn't have time to really think about it. So that was good. I'm just going back over some of these sections because it really seems to soak up this paint. I'm just trying to give them a little bit more color. Just touch them up a little. These small ones too, they really soak it up. Just try to give them a little bit of an extra pop. Did we miss any? If I missed any, I apologize. This one is white. It looks like I didn't do anything to it, but I did. But it's, yeah, it's kind of faint. And I'm just going back over some of these pink ones to give them a little bit more color. Just a little extra there. Alright, if I missed any, I apologize. I didn't do it on purpose. I know sometimes when I make mistakes, some people take it personally and they think I have it in for them. And I just don't want them to sleep tonight. No, didn't do it on purpose. But I think we got it all. I think we got it all. And I like the way it turned out. Check it out. It reminds me of stained glass, kind of. It looks like a thing that you would see in a stained glass window. It's very cool. I love it. And I think for $4.99, this was a spectacular deal for a fun little project that you could do yourself. You could get it for your kids or whatever. It would be a fun thing to do on a Saturday afternoon or something. Really, really cool. Yeah, look at that. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed getting to see this fun little stepping stone here. I had a great time painting it. And thank you so much for being here. I really hope that you have a great day, and I will see you again really soon.